we are spotlighting all the fabulous women in business right here in our city. And our next guest is the CEO of TAG HR. Please welcome Priya Balu to the show. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on.
We're very excited to have you here. Now, before we get to your company, you kind of have a very good big connection to the building right here.
I do. I was mentioning to Derek earlier, my family owned a restaurant for many years, and from 1984 to 1999, our family had a restaurant just upstairs.
Amazing.
I haven't been back in the building since, but it's so great to walk through the halls that I used to play in as a child.
Wild, right?
Yes.
What a full circle moment for you this morning. Okay, now let's talk about your business, TAG HR. Can you give us the details on your company?
Yes, so I run TAG HR. We're a staffing firm. For many years, we've been a supplier to the federal government for contracting services. A few years ago, we started a private practice, so we also service the private sector now in the areas of accounting, legal, construction, real estate. So it's a thriving business. As you know, talent is a shortage, it's a concern for everybody. So we've seen what I'm going to call some very vibrant years the last couple years, lots of sort of ups and downs, but there's never a sort of dull moment when you're dealing with people as your actual business.
What's it like being a female CEO of a company?
Well, I want to say it's the same as being a male running a company, but there's probably a whole different set of rules that you need to think about. A lot of them are put onto us by ourselves. So women often will have a higher standard of how they want to show up and what they want to do. So it is a little bit different in that way. I do feel that women leaders do come from the angle of being a lot more empathetic. They're much more concerned about the well-being of their staff and everybody that's sort of working for them. I do find too there's a huge tone about community involvement. So many of the women business owners that I know, they're not only running active businesses, they're running active households as well with active families, but they're also making that time to help out in the actual community. So they're multifaceted for sure.
And it's something that we kind of are growing with. You're multitasking at such a young age.
That's it.
As a female. Okay.
That's it.
Advice for other female entrepreneurs or other females in business.
So my biggest piece of sort of advice is get the best coach and get the best advice you can possibly get. Running a business can be extremely isolating. So the more you can get out of your sort of head and talk to other people, the better for you, and you can have that coaching circle. I think you don't need to wait until you're ready to go for something. I think you should just go for it right away. The circumstances will never be absolutely perfect to start a sort of business. And I think the biggest thing is when you're running your own business, if you can get involved in the actual community, if you can join associations. I was part of the Ottawa Board of Trade for many years. Gets you out of your own headspace and really gets you almost like this outside coaching peer group as well, where you can be bouncing ideas and you sort of get a better understanding of the challenges that you're kind of dealing with. And you realize everybody's dealing with the same challenges. Nobody has it all perfectly set.
And for people who are looking with staffing help or HR help, how can they get a hold of you?
Best way to reach out to us, LinkedIn, through our company website, taghr.com. They can come in, they can reach out to me directly, whatever works best, but we would be more than happy to talk to anybody looking to hire up, looking to fill some complicated roles, or even somebody who might be looking for an actual change.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Priya, for joining us today, and welcome back to the building that you spent many years at.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome.